Welcome. Welcome.
Dad, go to
Yeah, shucks, boy. Gotta go through war just to record, right?
Man, just to hit the record button, man. We had to go in battle.
In battle.
I'm gonna go. Look, we transparent, but you know what? I saved it later. Welcome to the Bad Boy Sports Podcast with your boy Fonz.
Miguel. Shit. I'm pissed off to the highest of festivity, boy.
Yeah, boy, this about to be an interesting show. You know what? This is gonna be a good one. So we want to thank you guys for tuning in and all the other good stuff and listening on Apple Podcasts. We thank everybody and Lottie Dottie. If I don't care if I didn't say that right, whatever. So we gonna go a different route, man.
Okay. Like different routes.
We're gonna take a different route. We can go ahead and jump into the topic.
Okay.
Now the topic I kind of brainstormed over this past weekend, and I feel like, yes, we're a sports podcast. Yes, we talk about football, basketball, whatever, but I feel like we need a session where we say it with our chest. Any subject, any topic. And my brother, I'm gonna let you go first.
Say it with your chest. Any topic, any subject.
Mm-hmm.
Well, let me start off with this. I'm sick and tired of being tired of the United States not wanting to deal with mental health.
Come on, man.
This problem is causing 14 children, 16 children, more than one child being killed in a public education building.
Mm-hmm.
And this issue has to stop. No more of the moment of silence. No more of us just growing numb to it. It's literally families out here that's suffering from many losses outside of this one. This is just one of many.
Yeah.
And I feel like it's time for us to do something about it. Some states, like the state of Georgia, you don't have to have a concealed license to have a concealed weapon. Now, that's something that could be good and something that can be bad. Of course, there's pros and cons to all that good jazz. But I do feel like it's a problem here in the United States because most of these mass shootings, like a few years ago before this one, it was one in, I believe it was Los Angeles. No, it was one of those populated countries.
But since 2012, there's been a few of them.
Right, yeah, been a few of them. And it's just time out for the ritual. Like I said, that moment of silence, which is, it's a time for you to reflect and show your gratitude to the hurting families. But the 52 representatives at the House isn't passing a bill for it to be voted on. And from what my boy Steve Curry said, if nobody has heard what Coach Steve Kerr for the Golden State Warriors said about this whole thing, I advise you to go to watch it. He didn't even talk about his plan for the basketball game, but he addressed it in words that I probably can't even recite. But it's definitely something that everybody should watch. And I is we the land of the free, quote unquote. But at the same time, we have a lot of things that we need to fix, and that's one of them. Nobody that has mental health issues, I don't even think nobody that has been bullied or anything, because that was his excuse for killing these kids, elementary students. because he got picked on. So I mean, if we're gonna go off that, then just don't allow anybody that's been bullied or humiliated by people in their childhood or in their adult life to even have the access to that. Because of that, literally, you took innocent lives away for no apparent reason because you had issues in the past. You had
and blamed it on little babies.
And blame it on little babies. And then I read the day afterwards, because a teacher was involved too. She was a female. She was killed too. And the husband went right after her. You know, he had a massive heart attack and he passed away too. So not only did you take away children and a teacher, you took away a father and probably many more people that's dealing with depression and all different. They don't know what to do right now. They don't know what to do right now. So
man, speaking from your heart, man. Speaking from your heart.
That's you know that's what I want. That was my favorite chest. No, stop giving these crazy folk guns and stop making it so accessible for people. Right. I feel like even with law enforcement, they need to do a heavy mental background check on these guys, even for the ones that may be prejudiced. Because, I mean, just because you raise your right hand and put your hand on the Bible, which people don't take the Bible serious no more. We're not gonna talk about that, but you know, they swear on the Bible and all that good jazz. Don't make them a good officer. Don't mean that they aren't prejudiced or don't have certain race that they don't like. Now, so not necessarily black. It's not just a black and white thing anymore. This is a Hispanic thing too.
Yeah.
I mean, it's hatred out here in the world, and being that we know this, and hatred is nothing new to this earth, we should be more aware of who we give weapons to or protection to.
Right. And that was great. Like, and I agree with everything you just said. For the simple fact, I worked in mental health. I've worked with kids with intellectual and developmental disabilities. So that whole situation kind of struck a chord with me, because now you have people out here that's scared to even have children in this day and time. Scared to even start families because they don't know if that child is going to make it out of that elementary school.
You're right.
And piggybacking on the person, I'm not even gonna call his name, I'm not gonna give him that much power, but you know, he was bullied. Okay, I was too.
And I was too, definitely.
I mean, what happened to you in the past, yes, it does shape your future, but at the same time, along the way, if you know where you need to be, you will know how to change some stuff. There's help out here. That's why I respect Brandon Marshall. I respect him because, you know, for a while, even the NFL was not talking about mental health like that. Now all of a sudden you got mental health awareness. And then too, because of the CTE thing, but you know, that's neither here nor there. But yeah, I agree with everything. So I'm gonna go a little left with mine. Mine might be a little controversial. Okay. I'm gonna get on Deshawn Watson and the Cleveland Browns and stuff going on like that. Okay, this is a twofold thing. You know, another story came out with Deshawn Watson about how another person has come out saying that he did some things to her. And then last week I'm hearing that he sent a text to one of the people, one of the victims, I'm gonna call it, you know, trying to damage control. Now, I'm not in the business of saying guilty or innocent. That's not my job. But I will say, a lot of what's going on with Deshawn Watson is starting to be a little suspicious. And then too, you look at the Cleveland Browns. They went and signed his man to a fully guaranteed deal. I don't care what's in his pockets. That's not my money. I don't care. Knowing that you might not even have him, because it's speculation he might not even play a down this year. So that's 2 years out of football. You know, doing the sport that you've been playing since you were a child. All because of, in my opinion, the most despicable accusation ever. I'm gonna be honest with you. And you know, Marquand, you can correct me if I'm wrong. He's a celebrity. He ain't got to take it. He can go buy it.
Right.
I mean, if it's that bad,
in Las Vegas,
you can go to Nevada right now and go to the Bunny Ranch and have at it. Lamar Odom did it.
Right. Legally.
And I mean, there's a point, and then, you know, we might catch it, you know, that's down another black man kicking him while he's down. But it looks suspicious to me now. Because, in my opinion, I'm just saying. Okay, I ain't gonna say it out loud, but it's becoming repetitive. It seemed like at this time of year, every year, there's another person coming out saying he did some things to me, to the point where these women, he got to do damage control because she is crying about what transpired. I don't get it. I really don't. Like, and this don't just stop at Deshawn Watson. Let's call a spade a spade. Let's go back to Darren Sharper. He was a safety, and he in prison where he belongs. I hope, you know, I hope he getting what he's getting into him. Basically, I hope they take all day. But when you, and this is, you know, and it bothers me because my mom's a single mom. You know, she raised us practically on her own. So I hold women in high regard. If you can do that to some random woman, how would you feel if somebody did that to your mom? Or your grandmama? Or your favorite auntie? Or even your sister? Y'all need to stop that. And I ain't speaking just to athletes. I'm speaking to people everywhere. If you feel like you gotta do that, man, I'd rather you go get some lotion and go get humble and do what you gotta do, as opposed to just taking it. Because a woman birthed you.
Right.
A woman carried you for 9 months. On my birthday was last month. My mom told me the story about how, you know, the day she had me, and where my grandma had to miss church and all that stuff to go to the hospital. And I told my mother, I'm like, Mom, you know what? First I said thank you, and I want to thank you and my father for getting together and having me. And second of all, thank you for not aborting me.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I give credit to my mother and my grandmother because they were the women, you know, that started it. And there's a few others that are my godmothers that, you know, when I was that wayward teenager, they came in and was like, no, let me love on you for me. So I respect all of them. So to hear these stories about Mr. Watson and how it's being played out and how it's being constructed, it pisses me off. And I'm not one to pass judgment, but it's just, you know, where there's smoke, there's fire.
Right.
You show me something that's smoking and ain't no fire attached to it, then I will show you my life savings and you can have it.
Right.
And you bring me a smoke machine, I promise I'm gonna pick it up and throw it out the door because that ain't right.
Right.
But you know, it got to change. This society as a whole got to change, man. And I'm gonna leave it right there because I can go on and on about that one.
Yeah, most definitely. We can think we both said enough on that one.
Yes, boy, you put it down. I almost had a tear in my eye. Talking about the kids, man.
But definitely comment. You'll say it with your chest. Whatever you need to get off your chest, get off your chest.
I think we'll do a few more episodes like this where it'll be therapeutic.
Right.
Because I feel like life is bigger than sports. Life is bigger than all this.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I think every so often we just do a show where maybe we can have some our fan base come on the show or something like that.
All right.
And let them just get it off the chest, air it out.
Yeah, air it out, let it rip. But yeah, man. So what about these? The NBA Finals is upon us.
Yeah. The
I don't
Warriors
know.
and the Celtics.
Warriors and the Celtics. Let's go. I got the Warriors in 4 at best, or at 6.
Okay. I'm about to say 6, 7, maybe a 7 game series.
I
doubt it though. I doubt it though.
Know. I just don't know. I don't know. I kind of felt that the Warriors was going to go to the finals. Mm-hmm. They missed what? They missed one. I think they missed about 2 years of the playoffs. No,
I think so. I know 1 year Steph and them was like they was manged up.
Yeah. So they missed at least a year or 2.
Yeah.
And they got their weapons back. Mm-hmm. And Clay, as I was watching Clay is getting his bounce back. He had an ACL injury. He's getting his bounce back. He's starting to jump and stuff. And Curry does what he does, regardless to whether he had a broken finger or whatever. So I had a feeling that they was going to make it. Now, I feel like the Celtics have had the toughest road to this point. They have played the Nets, which the Nets really didn't show up, but they did play KD and Kyrie.
They still didn't show up.
They played the Bucks. They played Giannis. They just beat Miami. Celtics has really had
they had it the hard way now.
A fair run of where they are, and I feel like they deserve it. Now, whether I feel like they can win it, I just don't know. Jason, Horford, and Smart is going to have to play very well with these guys, especially if Poole have a good game. I don't trust the Warriors. At one point, I couldn't stand the Warriors. If you learn something about me, I don't always go with the hype immediately. I let it grow on me.
Yeah.
For instance, I still ain't really let Tom Brady grow on me yet. He's getting there.
I don't think you gonna ever let Tom Brady.
He's getting there.
Cam Newton. I don't think you're gonna let that.
That's not greatness. That's just trash. But anyway,
old Cameron.
But before me, I couldn't stand the Warriors. I was like, man, these guys shoot three all day long. They win, yada yada yada, whatever. Forget the Warriors. Now, people telling me about to play the Warriors, be like, man, you better watch out. So I got the Warriors in 6. I don't know whether they can sweep them. I feel like they can sweep them. I feel like they can sweep any team they wanted to if they really wanted to.
I mean, yeah.
I feel like they can sweep them, but most of the predictions out here is Warriors in 6, which is most likely what the NBA will do for views, just for it to go to a game 6 or 7.
Yeah.
So you can continue to watch. Like they did for 2 of the games, or a few of the games in the playoffs went to a game 7. I'm like, really? We already know who's gonna win.
Like sometimes you get tired of watching. Like,
yeah, so, but it's gonna be interesting. And that starts tomorrow. First game is tomorrow. So yeah, man, I'm excited about that right there.
Yeah, I'm with you with the Warriors. I just like Steph and them anyway. I'm not a fan because I was a Chicago fan all my life, so I like them. But I don't know. Boston is more battle tested, man. I don't know.
Right.
Honestly though, I really feel like it could kind of go either way, even though there's a lot of variables that need to take place before it can go either way. For instance, Draymond Green got to get hurt to the point he can't play or get suspended for a game. Throwing shade. But eventually I think the Warriors will get it in like 6. Honestly,
Yeah, probably.
But it, like I said, it could go either way because usually I side with the battle tested team. But even if you're battle tested, you tired.
Well, the Celtics are the underdog in this finals.
Oh
I
yeah,
feel
by a long shot.
Yeah, everybody is expecting the Warriors to do it. I mean, I'm not saying Boston can't win it. I'm not saying it at all. Warriors are very much beatable, but you got to beat them.
You got to beat them. You got to score with them.
You got to be able to score with them, and you got to be able to make them pay for every missing 3 that they may have. You're gonna have to do that, and you're gonna have to make sure Poole and Wiggins don't have a good game as well. One of the things that I seen that was different was, in some cases, they had Curry coming off the bench. And
they preserving them though.
Yeah, they preserving them, but that's smart, especially if Poole can produce some points and let Curry come off the bench fresh.
If they use that,
they're dead.
If they use that tactic right there, they use that game plan, the Warriors might get it in 5.
Right? Yeah,
because everybody knows it's hard to play at the Garden. It's hard to play in Boston. Right. It's been like that for about 40 years. It's hard to play over there. If they use that game plan and keep Curry fresh and let him come off the bench, the Warriors in 5.
Okay.
I would
6 at the most.
Yeah, 6. If it go to game 6, it'll shock me if they use that game plan.
And if it go to game 6, though, the Celtics might have a chance. That's why I'd rather for them to go ahead and dust them off, because the Celtics kind of know how to hold on.
Yeah, it's like they don't like to leave. They never say die.
Yeah, they a hold on type of team. They tap type of thing.
Even though they was blowing out the Heat, in the Eastern Conference Finals, even though they was blowing them out, like good God. But the Celtics really, like you said, they really know how to hold on tight.
Right.
Right. But that's gonna be an interesting finals.
Right.
I'm gonna tune in. I think I'm gonna tune in for that one. But you know what, man? And all this emotional stuff we had to get off our chest, saying it with our chest and everything. Got to make sure we let people know that you can always catch us in the Back Porch Sports Podcast after party.
Right.
That's where we chop it up, man. That's when we talk, we interact with each other. We talk to you, we ask questions. All our people post. We be having just great conversations in there. So if you're not in there, go on Facebook, search Back Porch Sports Podcast After Party. Go ahead and get in the group, man. I guarantee you it'll be fun, especially if you love talking sports. But and also, y'all, subscribe to the channel, go to Apple Podcasts, we there. Everywhere is a podcast, we there. So we like Visa, we everywhere you want to be. But so that being said, man, this has been the Bad Porch Sports Podcast with your boy Fonz.
And Quan.
And we out of here, y'all. Peace. Be safe. And we love y'all. There ain't nothing y'all can do about it.
Nothing.